Welcome to the Four Bells and workout from home number 93. After our really successful testing day in workout from home 92, where we tested our push-ups, today we take a step away from all those hundreds and thousands of push-ups you've done in the last few weeks, and today we have ourselves a glorious leg day, which is really focused on squatting patterns, whether that's bilateral, two-leg squatting patterns, or unilateral, single-leg squatting patterns. So today, when we start to get ourselves ready for leg day, we're going to do three things to get ourselves ready. We're going to start with a three-way lunge complex. We're going to do that complex 2 times through per leg. From there, we are going to do a dead bug, so learning how to brace the abs and also move in diagonal or transverse or contralateral ways. And then last but not least, a little bit of hip and glute activation in the form of low side stepping. So we are going to do these three things 3 times in the warm-up. How should they look? The three-way lunge means that we are going to do 3 different types of lunge with a focus on one leg. So I'm just going to focus on my right leg to give you an example of how a three-way lunge would work. I'm going to lunge forwards with my right leg, gently touch the back knee to the floor. From there, I'm going to do a reverse lunge with my right leg, and from there, I do a curtsy lunge, step across and behind with my right leg. I then repeat the same thing on the left side. Forward lunge, reverse lunge, curtsy lunge, and we do that twice each side. The dead bug is like the fitness equivalent of patting your head and rubbing your tummy at the same time. We have legs and arms in the air like I am above, that is dead. I'm then going to move opposite hand, opposite leg, going from side to side for 10 total reps. Keeping the low back pressed into the floor, abs nice and tight, as if we are in a hollow body. 10 total reps. Ideally, for the low side stepping, we have what we affectionately call here a booty band, a little resistance band that goes just above the knees. We're going to set our feet up into wherever we would normally squat, push the hip back while we're doing a little kettlebell swing. I'm going to drive those knees out into the band, and we're going to do 5 steps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we go back to where we came for 5. What I'm trying to be mindful of is that as I step, I don't bring the feet too close together and lose band tension. Today's strength piece features some squatting patterns with 2 legs in the form of a squat of some kind, which you guys get to choose depending on what you have available to you at home. Either way, we're going to do some kind of squat for 5 reps, and then we're going to go into a single leg squatting pattern with some reverse lunges today, where we're going to do 5 reps per side. So between these 2 exercises, there is no break, what is known as a superset, which means one exercise immediately into the other. And ideally, if we can, with the weight that we're holding, we don't put the weight down. So we carry on holding into that weight, and we are going to do that for 15 consecutive reps. So, when we are doing our squat patterns today, the idea is across our 5 sets that we are doing, we're trying to get that weight progressively heavier as we go through those 2-minute sets. So it's 5 sets, 2 minutes per set, 5 squats into 10 reverse lunges. Let's take a look at a few options of what you can do in today's strength piece. So when it comes to exercise selection or weight selection for today's strength piece, what we have to think about is what do we have available to us. So if you are lucky enough to have a home gym that has a barbell and a squat rack in it, I would encourage you to do back squats today. Or if back squats don't work for you for whatever reason, maybe you've got shoulders that are tight or maybe mobility is an issue, you could try some kind of front-loaded squat. So that's what we mean when we say front squat. So that could mean, do I do a barbell front squat? Do I hold a dumbbell or a kettlebell in that front rack position? Maybe even a sandbag, maybe even a large dog or cat. Wherever it happens to be, that could be my front-loaded option. Whatever it happens to be, whether I'm back racked or front loaded, we are going to do 5 squats into 10 lunges. When it comes to those 10 reverse lunges, depending on your approach, we could either do all 5 on one leg, followed by 5 on the other, or if you're more comfortable alternating back and forward, that is fine too. So if I grab myself a barbell and I set myself up, and I get into that back rack position, of course I want to make sure I've got a little bit of space between me and the rig. I'm going to squat as low as possible, getting hamstring to cover calf, if that's possible. Once I've done my 5 reps, I'm going to bring the feet in, adjust the position, because I lunge in a different position than how I squat. I step back, touch the back knee to the floor, and we drive up. And maybe I'm doing all 5 on one leg, or maybe I'm alternating from one leg to the other. Either way, it's 5 squats followed by 10 reverse lunges. Try, if you can, heavier each set. In today's conditioning piece, we have a 12-minute AMRAP, 720 seconds of joy. With our AMRAP today, if you don't know what AMRAP stands for, it stands for as many rounds or reps as possible. In each of our rounds today, we have 3 exercises. Our first exercise is a one-arm hang squat clean thruster, which sounds very wordy, and it seems very complicated, but it's actually quite a simple movement when you get into it. We are going to do 6 reps per side with one weight side. Could be a dumbbell, could be a kettlebell, whatever you happen to have. From there, once those 12 reps are done, we then come into a choice. It's going to be either squat thrusts, which is like a burpee without a push-up, or a deck squat, which is a explosive and kind of dynamic form of a rolling squat, which is really based on a lot of squat mobility. So it's going to be up to you what works best for you. Either way, we'll be doing 8 reps. From there, we're going to come into a jumping lunge, and we're going to do 12 total reps, 6 per side, alternating back and forth. So that's our AMRAP today. We're going to see how many times we can get through these 3 exercises today. So when we say hang, squat, clean, thruster, it sounds very complicated. But all the hang position means, particularly if you're used to Olympic weightlifting, the hang position means anywhere starting a movement where the weight is just above the knee and somewhere to the hip crease. So it could be a low hang position, could be a high hang position, but we are looking to put hip drive from that hang position. From there, it says squat clean, but if we're looking at actually the sequence of the movement, it should be clean squat, because I'm going to use that hip drive to do a clean. From there, once I receive that dumbbell on the shoulder, I'm going to perform my squat. And from there, I perform my thruster. So going from my front squat to my push press. So I hinge, receive the dumbbell on the shoulder, squat, thrust, and we're going to do 6 on one side and 6 on the other. This is where you make a decision. Is it squat thrust or is it deck squats? So we'll take a quick look at both. When it comes to squat thrust, it's like the nice version of a burpee. There's no chest to the floor push-up, there's no jump and clap. All we're looking to do is squat, our hands down to the floor, we thrust the legs out, we thrust the legs back in, and we stand up. So, hands down, feet out, feet in, stand up. That's a squat thrust. 8 reps of that, or is it deck squats for you? So with the deck squat, requires a big amount of mobility in that deep squat position, and also a fair amount of balance and stability when trying to stand up. So how does the deck squat look? Well, first of all, I'd say if you're new to deck squats, bring a plate. This is 10 pounds. Doesn't have to be a crazy heavy weight. If anything, probably the lighter the better. We're going to use this plate as a little bit of a counterbalance when we're doing our deck squats. I set my feet up, I squat with the plate out in front of me, tuck the chin, because we're going to roll back. I tuck the chin, throw the plate, stick it, and stand up. That is our deck squat. Squat, tuck the chin, throw it, stick it, land it, and if that's really easy for you, just get rid of the plate. I personally like to start my jumping lunges with my knee on the floor. From here, as I start, I'm going to come up and try and get both legs as straight as possible before I switch position. So I come up, straight legs, switch, land gently, have my back knee, kiss the floor, and we're going to do 6 per side for 12 total reps. Of course, if jumping lunges do not feel nice on your knees, a regular step back or step forward or even walking lunge is a great alternative. In today's conditioning piece, it's a 12-minute AMRAP. We've got one arm hang squat clean thrusters for 6 reps. From there, we are doing deck squats, excuse me, or squat thrusts for 8 reps, and then from there, it's jumping lunges for 6 and 6, 12 total reps. How many times can you do in 12 minutes? Have fun, let us know how you get on.